My name is King Prime, and this is my collecting story. The more detailed version, the way more detailed version, without silly mistakes or mess ups like I did before. Alright, so my name is Derek. I'm not telling you my last name because you all are ninjas, but my name is Derek. Um, and I got into the collecting game, I want to say 2010? 2010 or 2011, yeah. I got into 2011, 2010. Alright, so I lived in a house, like an apartment, in Groton, Connecticut. Groton, Connecticut. I lived in an apartment. And my dad had this big old box of cars, like the really high end ones with like rubber wheels and stuff, with the hood opening, doors opening, and all that, and gizmos and gadgets. All those. And I would love to go downstairs into his room and like take a car out every day for some reason. I would do that, and because they were cool. I wanted them. They were cars. And, little kids love cars, so I go into those cars, and then one day I saw this two giant red boxes that read Transformers: Robots in Disguise, Ultra Class, Optimus Prime, and Ultra Magnus. And ever since that day on, I went straight for those boxes because those looked like the coolest toys ever, and I wanted to play with them. So I tried to get in those boxes, and you know me, I was tiny. I couldn't reach those at all. But my dad took notice. He took notice because he would sometimes see me go down and look at those boxes, and maybe a year or months, maybe a year or a month goes by, and it's when my birthday is, and he brings them up from the basement. I still remember it to this day. He comes up from the basement with his arms cradled with those two boxes stacked on top of each other. Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Ultra Class Optimus, and Ultra Magnus. In those boxes, sealed. He brings them up, cradle them in the arm like a baby. Brings them up, he says, "Happy birthday." We open them together, and we just have a blast. We just have a ton of fun, like a shitload of fun. We open them up and we play with the missiles, we play with the gimmicks, the super mode. We combine them into a Mega Prime. Oh my god, it was the best day ever. So much fun. And that's when it really kicked in. Before I knew what Transformers was. I knew what Transformers was, but I wasn't allowed to play with those really cool ones. I had Rescue Bots, and what was the other names? GoBots? Yeah, that was what they were called before. GoBots and Rescue Bots. And those were what I was allowed to play with. I turned like 4, and I start hearing about the live action movies, and my dad will not let me watch those live action movies because they're too violent. They're too violent, so he won't let me watch them. But I know about them. Me and Planet Rescue Bots, not ready for the live action movies at all. Um, Eventually we move into New London, Connecticut, which is a little bit away from Groton. Um, a place, Linden Street, big blue house. I don't know why am I doxing my old houses? I don't know why. I don't live there anymore, so who cares? I guess. That's when things really, really, really start to get going. Me and my dad are both Transmorphin X. I basically put him back in the game because before he really wasn't in the game. He was more a car guy. I basically put him back in the game. So we were both Transmorphin X. And, new TV show coming out called Transformers Prime. And we are down. We're watching that show every single time there's a new episode premiering or a rerun. Because we just loved it and we had a blast watching it, and it was the best father-son bonding time ever. Oh my god, I still remember it to this day. By the time we knew it, it was Beast Hunters, and oh my god, Ultra Magnus, still one of my most favorite designs ever. Prime Ultra Magnus, Beast Hunter Prime, Smokescreen, all the new characters are awesome. They were just awesome. And we almost had every single Prime toy. Name it, we probably had it. Just name it. And, we played with those things for hours. And, eventually, my dad puts on a special movie for, I want to say maybe it was my 5th birthday. Yeah, he shows me the 86 movie on my 5th birthday, and I fall in love with Hot Rod. Oh, Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, Unicron's cool, Ultra Magnus. Oh, Hot Rod though. Hot Rod was probably the coolest. Because ever since that, I wanted Hot Rod because Hot Rod became one of my favorite Transformers, and I just love Hot Rod. So, yeah, ever since that, I tried to get like every single Hot Rod. I mean, I'm a pretty big Hot Rod collector, but not right now anymore. Not anymore. I occasionally pick up a Hot Rod or two, but not right now. I only have, what, 2 Hot Rods? Yeah, I only have 2 Hot Rods. I have Last Night Studio Series and Kingdom Rodimus. But save that for later. My first ever Hot Rod was the Transformers. I want to say Hunt for the Decepticons. Yeah, Transformers Hunt for Decepticons, the 2-pack of Cyclonus and Hot Rod. Those 2. But it was in a store. And that's where we get into the next chapter. And to bring into the next chapter, give me 1 second. Shout out to my favorite store ever, called Toy Vault. And that's all I have to represent Toy Vault right now, because a lot of figures I have in Toy Vault I no longer have because they're destroyed or lost in a move. So this is all I have to represent Toy Vault right now. So Toy Vault comes into my life because I go to the mall, and it's an overpriced reseller store, but I don't care. I love Transformers, and they had all the rare ones and all the really cool ones. And let's see here. Let's name a few that I would go for. Ones I remember very vividly. I want to say the first one I got at Toy Vault was Transformers Dark of the Moon Leader Class Sentinel Prime. And my dad despises that thing. He hated that thing. I gave him my old Sentinel Prime's arm as a joke for his birthday 2 years ago for shits and gigs. He still has it because it's funny as hell. But yeah, Leader Class Sentinel Prime, Transformers Prime Dead End, Animated Lockdown, Transformers Dark of the Moon Barricade, BotCon RID Sunstreaker, which I very recently found out that was a BotCon. I first thought that was just a universe repaint, but no, it was a BotCon, and that thing got treated like shit, and I felt so bad when I found out about it. I felt awful. I was like, that's a damn BotCon. Oh, that hurts. Never mind about that. BotCon Sunstreaker. Who else? G1 Vortex. I don't know why I wanted that thing, but I did. G1 Vortex. Transformers Cybertron Hotshot. Yeah, Hotshot. Transformers Cybertron Hotshot. Oh, speaking of him, I actually have my original right here. The one I got from Toy Vault. Never mind, I do have something representing Toy Vault. This figure right here is probably the only one I have in my house right now of my old Toy Vault spree. Forgive me, he is missing his entire roof of the car, but this is the Hotshot right here. This is Hotshot. That's the one I got at Toy Vault. And for the longest time, my dad called him Cyberkey. I don't know why we called him Cyberkey, but I found out his name is Hotshot. And, yeah. Cybertron Hotshot, and my first ever Hot Rod. That Hunts for Decepticons, Revealed Shield, Hot Rod and Cyclonus 2-pack. But it wasn't Cyclonus, it was just Hot Rod. And I remember the day I got it. Oh my god, it was great. It was such a great day. I can still imagine the smell of the food court on that day, with me sitting with that Hot Rod just playing with it while my mom got her, I think her nails done. I was sitting in the food court, just playing with it, like, vroom, vroom, back and forth, transforming it. Oh my god, so much fun. Another one I got was Energon Rodimus. I do still have that thing. I do. It's missing both of its arms, but it's in the back room. I'm not gonna get it right now because I don't want to dig for it. But Energon Rodimus, reveal the Shield Hot Rod. Who else? Alternator Sunstreaker. That was another one I got. Is that it? That may be it. I remember there being way more. I don't know, but that's all I can remember right now. Yeah, that's, no. Nope, there's one more. There's one more. So, me being... Some of you may know this, I am autistic. And I used to have some behavior problems. And the way my mom and my dad would have a solution to that would be the toy vault. Every time I had a good day with no behavior problems, they take me to toy vault and I pick out a Transformer. And that's how it was for years. I can't tell you how many Transformers I got from toy vault. But I only remember a select few. But the one I probably remember the most vividly was my mom made a deal with me. If I had, I think it was 30 good days, or it was 80 days of good, she would get me a Unicron. And maybe it was 30 days. Yeah, maybe it was 30 days. Or 40. I don't remember. But, like, maybe 4 days before the deal was up, she called Toy Vault. I asked them for Unicrons. Like, oh, no, we don't have that, but we can order it from a different location. And a few days go by. My mom surprised me when I get home. We take a trip to Toy Vault, and what do you know? They have my Unicron. Bring that home. Me and my dad played with that thing all night. We didn't sleep once. We played with that thing all night. And yes, it got broken, it got destroyed, but it got played with. That thing was loved. That Unicron was awesome. I don't have it anymore. I have a replacement. Not in the best condition, but it's the same Unicron, so whatever. After that, who else? What else did I gain? That's right. Age of Extinction rolls around, and that's when my dad lets me see one of the movies. And Transformers Age of Extinction is still to this day my favorite live action of the movies. I don't care what you say. I don't care how awkward the scene is. I don't care that Romeo and Juliet lost scene at all. I don't care. That is my favorite live action Transformers movie because it was the only one of the Bay movies I saw in theaters, and I don't care. I love it. It's so cheesy, and I love it. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me it's bad because I won't take it because it's just perfect in my eyes. I love it. And, I pretty much had every single Age of Extinction Transformer possible. At almost probably every single one-step, almost every single deluxe. But the one I wanted the most was the leader class, Optimus Prime. And, my behavior problems got worse, and I was sent to a program. An intervention program, I think is what it's called. It sent me to that program, and it's like my last week, because it was like 6 weeks, my last week, my mom said, I'll get you a surprise at the end of the week. She said, what do you want? I'm like, duh, Transformers. And I told her about this very specific one that I want. This Optimus Prime from Age of Extinction, the leader class with a giant truck bed on the back for some reason. I don't know why. But I got that thing, and I can't tell you how disappointed I was. It wasn't accurate in the slightest. It broke so quickly, and I was just devastated. And I go to YouTube, and I discover YouTube at this time. And I find out there is a better version called the Transformers Takara Tomy Movie Advanced Armor Knight Optimus Prime. And I wanted that thing like I was starving. I wanted that thing no matter what. It was my dream freaking toy, and I wanted it. I never got it. I never got it. I never was able to get it because it was just too expensive. And that and the other thing I really wanted was the giant Grimlock from Age of Extinction. Like giant. Who here remembers going to like Walmart or Target in 2014 and seeing that giant Grimlock toy? That you had this giant lever to pull up and it transformed into this big ass robot. Who else saw that thing and wanted it? Right here. I wanted that thing so much. And it came down to a decision. My mom had the tax return, and if you all know what the tax return is, it's when children get to splurge on money because their parents have extra. And it was a choice. Arbor Knight Optimus or Grimlock. I got the Grimlock. And I was so disappointed because I missed the one I wanted because Age of Extinction ended by the time I got that Grimlock. And I was stuck with the really, really ugly RID green version. But I didn't care. I loved it. I finally had that Grimlock and I loved it. After that, I think that was one of the last Transformers I got for a long time. Because I just fell out of love with it. I just fell out of love because I discovered the internet. And I had such an ignition. Like an explosion goes in my head. Boom! Five Nights at Freddy's absolutely invaded my mind. Absolutely just took over everything. All of a sudden, it was just Five Nights at Freddy's. Transformers was just to me. I didn't care. All I wanted was Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. Five Nights at Freddy's 2015 to 2017. One of the best years ever. I love Five Nights at Freddy's. Call me cringy all you want. I don't care. Five Nights at Freddy's still gives me the most nostalgia. I am an OG. I'm an OG any day of the week. I am an OG Five Nights at Freddy's fan. So, eventually, Five Nights at Freddy's, it's starting to go out of style because you know the internet. Things don't last forever on the internet, and it's one of the worst things ever. It goes out of style, and I move on to Pokemon, and that was the worst phase I have ever been in. Pokemon was the devil to me. It ruined me. It absolutely made me go insane. Because I wanted nothing but EXs. I wanted nothing but the shiny cards. So I would really go into stores and I would open packs in the store and steal damn cards. And I would steal damn cards and it was destroying me. And eventually I stopped because I needed to stop because I couldn't do it anymore because I didn't want to go to jail. So I stopped. After that, probably the longest phase I've ever been in was the Godzilla phase. 2019 to 2022. 2019. No, was it? No. 2018 to 2022? Maybe 2018 to 2022. Godzilla phase. That was all the rage for me. Godzilla. Oh my god. Godzilla, I loved it. I did. Godzilla was such a fun thing to get into. All the monsters. I still remember all the monsters in that heart. I still do. But Godzilla was the most expensive phase I ever went into. It was the most expensive because Godzilla is not normally like your Transformers because it's not famous. It's more like the adult category or the tweens. More an adult thing. So the figures were more collector based and expensive. And I'm talking like $40 to $30 per figure because all that were good Godzilla figures were NECAs or SH Monster Arts. But I never stepped a foot in the SH Monster Art land because that was just not happening. That's not happening. $80 for a 7-inch Godzilla figure. bullshit. So it's just bullshit. So Godzilla for me, it lasted a long time, but it was purgatory. And the reason why it lasted so long is because Godzilla hit me. I was at the highest peak with Godzilla when COVID happened, so I couldn't really move on because I couldn't go to any stores and choose something else. I was stuck with Godzilla for a long time. And eventually, Transformers in my mind is just something like, oh yeah, robots. They turn into the car. So, yellow one? What's the yellow one's name again? Oh, Bumblebee. That's right, Bumblebee. Oh, the truck. The truck. Oh, Optimus? Optimus Prime? And eventually, I have this whole entire bin of old Transformers I'm ready to sell on TikTok. Just ready to sell. So I'm posting them on TikTok. I'm like, hey guys, you want these? I know people want these because they're kind of stupid rare because these Transformers, these ones are particularly valuable right now. So someone texts me on TikTok, says, hey, why are you selling those? Some of those are like really, really rare. Like, I don't know. I just don't want them anymore. And I was like, have you even been Transformers? How long have you been out of Transformers? And I was like, 2015? He's like, oh shit, dude, you've missed like some of the best peak ever. You missed some of the best shit ever. You missed War for Cybertron. You missed Studio Series. It's still going on, but you missed a lot of early Studio Series. And I'm like, huh, what the frick is Studio Series? So, oh yeah, I remember, because I went to Godzilla. I went to a Godzilla store. Toy Vault, excuse me, no, Toy Vault had a bunch of Godzilla shit. And I saw that they had an Age of Extinction Studio Series Lockdown there once. Before, it was over $100 on eBay. It was more like retail because it was around and that it came out that time. And no matter how much I begged my dad to get it, he wouldn't get it. So, Lockdown was one that got away. But after the dude texted me that, something in my head went Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Boom! Transformers has been what I'm after since late 2022. That's what I've been after ever since. First thing I wanted was to get my RID Ultra Magnus and my RID Prime back. And I did. As you see, I got them back. And, I made a deal with my mom because I found them on eBay. Magnus, my mom just bought because he was $35. But Optimus was a bit more expensive. I made a deal with my mom. It was $89 off this. Shout out to the site called Macari. I found it on Macari for $89. And I made a deal with my mom. I was like, I will pay you back my allowance until it's paid off if you buy me it. She said, all right, deal. Comes, and it's the best night ever. Oh my god, the day that's ordered, up until it's ordered, I'm on the bus to school ride. For some reason, I'm always playing Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell, and every time I look at this figure, I'm humming fucking Bad Out of Hell, because that's just what it reminds me of, because, that opening guitar solo for some reason, even though I didn't grow up with Meatloaf, it hit me with nostalgia for some reason. I don't know why. But every time I look at this figure, I associate it with Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell. It's such a good figure. I don't know why many people don't even know it exists, but these two are such good figures. They combine into a really cool combination. After that, the series of Transformers that I full on go head on, Transformers Legacy. Legacy is still one of my favorite Transformer lines ever. I have so many Legacy figures. I have so many. And I'm learning about Legacy, and I find out about this really cool Transformer thing that they did called Shattered Glass. And I'm like, what the frick is this? Like, what is Shattered Glass? And I'm like, oh, evil Autobots, good Decepticons. Huh. Might have to get some of those figures. After that, it's downward spiral from there. Everything has been Transformers since. And very recently, I went to TFCon Orlando, and I pulled the trigger on a HasLab Victory Saber, and I got my Beast Hunter Optimus back, but it's not the one that I had. That's the Transformers Go Kenzen. What the frick did they call those things? Beast Fighter Optimus. That's that thing. But yeah. I got myself a HasLab. I got myself the TFCon exclusive called Marksman. And Legacy released a figure that was so... I waited for that thing for like 12 years. Because way back when I was in like first grade or kindergarten, I had an aide at school who had a nephew at Transformers and had a bunch of the comic books at IDW. And I remember this character called Tarn, who literally had Decepticons symbol as a face. And I was like, oh, that's badass. I want to figure that guy. And it never came. For some reason, it never came. And when that reveal happened in 2022, I creamed. I'm not gonna lie, I had to change my pants because I was just, I was so happy that they were finally doing Tarn. Oh my god, I waited 12 years for this son of a bitch, and he finally came. And of course, I had to get it. I was the first one in line. I didn't get the pre-order because I missed it because school was a bitch. But Toy Vault saved my ass because I found it 3 months before anybody else did. Oh my god, that figure is special to me. I will never get rid of it. It will be in my collection until it freaking breaks. Oh my god, I can't tell you how much I love this thing. It is my favorite Transformer figure ever freaking made. Oh my god. I could talk all day about Legacy Tarn, but I'm not gonna. But that's where we are right now. Yeah, that's my full detailed collecting story. I'm not doing another update because what's the point? But I figure I'll give you a whole full-on update. But yeah, that's my story right now, and it continues to grow. I'll catch you guys later. This is King Prime signing off.